Good morning, listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. I'm in the shawl contract space, and I'm with Reesie Duncan, the Vice President of Global Design. Reesie, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So first day of the show, and this is what you've spent the last 6 months getting ready for. I see you've won some awards. You won a Best of NeoCon award, Silver Modular category for Emergence, and I think you won 2 HIP awards this weekend for Active. So congratulations on that.
Yeah. 2 collections that are really dynamic in different ways, so we're excited for those 2 awards.
I walked into your space. We found a little quiet spot here, but it's crazy out in the middle of the floor right now. Tell us a little bit about what you're showing here this year.
Yeah, well, we have a new look, I think, in our space, for one thing, really trying to create a mood or an experience within each collection. And the overarching theme for our showroom this year and our design collections are thinking about personal alchemy and how the flooring can really play a role in the user's experience and kind of transforming their mood or state of mind as they move through different flooring experiences.
Mm-hmm. Now, everybody knows Shaw's the largest carpet producer in the world, but in this space you have both carpet and hard surface, right?
We do. We're showing 3 carpet collections, and then kind of mixed with each of those, we're telling the story of side by side. So the idea that we have hard surface collections that coordinate with our carpet collections, and also even some hybrid materials with some woven vinyl or felted materials, so that, you know, designers have these choices of materiality, and we have all these different kind of components that meet those needs.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've got to rib you for just a second because I noticed you showing some bare concrete in your space here. Now, what's all that about?
Yeah, when we thought about the design of our new showroom this year, we really wanted to kind of express the design language that our clients are using. We know that concrete is part of spaces now, and then also let each collection kind of live and tell its own story. So that kind of allowed some breathing space for each collection to be unique and kind of show on its own.
It is amazing how much concrete's being used out there because, I mean, I just went last night to the Cool Awards, and out of the 6 awards that won, I think 4 of them had mostly just concrete. So, I mean, like you say, designers like that look. And you're using it as a kind of a margin statement when you go from one collection to another, right?
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I think we had that conversation this morning with a client about, is the pendulum swinging back as more of a residential feel comes into interiors? And people are wanting some softness to kind of warm up the space. And so soft surfaces are being looked at for that, also for wellness and acoustics and improving kind of the noise reduction within the space. Mm-hmm. So I think the pendulum is swinging a little, but it's definitely an important building material.
Now, which product out here are you the most excited about this year?
Well, that's like asking which child is your favorite, because I think that's the exciting part of this year, is that each collection really does create a different mood or environment, where Active really kind of makes you want to move through a space. It activates the floor with color and pattern. And then Off the Grid is sort of the juxtaposition of that, where it kind of brings in this calming effect into the interior environment, sort of bringing the natural world inside into a really sort of monotone but textural way. And then with Emergence, it's all about botanical patterns. It's bold and rich, and it kind of surprises you. So I think it's the mix of all 3 of those that is most interesting. And then depending on the mood that someone wants to design in their space, that we're answering those questions in different ways.
Which way are we moving out there? Are we moving more to the casual or the more sophisticated now, do you think?
I think there's a mix, and I think that's kind of our idea of how all these products can work together. I think that some environments people want really calming or reflective moments where they can sort of retreat away from the collaborative areas. And then in those bigger collaborative areas, they want something really casual where you can just kind of lean back and talk with your, coworkers in a open environment.
Mm-hmm. We've talked before, and Shaw Contract, one of the largest brands in the business, you don't design for the vertical sectors because there's a lot of crossover between them, and we're seeing a lot of this kind of residential moving into influence in the work environment, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think that, and then also our design teams are working really close together with our hospitality designers and our workplace designers. All of these collections that we're sharing today, there's a component of our hospitality kind of brought into it. And it really adds a different experience. I think the word is gives the user this real experience, where in hospitality design, you're really trying to create that experience. And so some of that is moving into workplace for sure.
Oh, another reason to focus on hospitality is because we look at the statistics and it looks like that's one of the more active from a sales number sector. And while corporate and office is 60% of the indoor space, there's not a whole lot of movement going on there from a volume perspective right now. It's just kind of, I think, staying flat from a growth perspective. Is that what you're hearing?
Yeah. We have a lot of project work in hospitality and, customizing broadloom too. So also the different product types that we can use in different spaces that complement carpet tile and hard surface.
Well, let's move away from the show for a minute. You've got some exciting things going on in Cartersville. You guys are building this unbelievable space. What are you calling it?
Yeah, so we're building a new Create Center for our commercial design and marketing teams. An amazing space that Gensler has worked with us to design. That'll open in the end of the summer, and it's a beautiful space our designers can't wait to get into.
Mm-hmm. What stage is it in now? Is it walled in?
It is walled in. We're putting in HVAC, and installation of carpet will start in July. So we're hoping to get in there in August.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Well, that's exciting. Well, it's good to talk to you, and congratulations on these awards and busy showroom. Again, been talking to Reesie Duncan, the Vice President of Global Design. Wish y'all contract, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.